And the rating climb continues. Welcome to Gotham Guide Part 4, 1600 plus. So as we get started today, really, what I think is going to happen is we're going to have a lot of battles in the opening, and it's not going to be so easy to get a winning position early on. So we're already starting with this. E3. It's interesting. And I think also what's going to happen at the 1600 level is that it's going to be a gradual outplaying process. It's going to be a lot less disasters. So we're going to have to create winning chances from equal positions, and I'm going to try to teach you all how to do that in the middle game and the tactical sequences and so on and so forth. So far nothing complicated is happening, yeah? My opponent's played 3 moves. I've developed my bishop, just pinning. Here c4 leads to... Yeah, so this is a Queen's Gambit accepted variation. After bishop c4, e6, this is one of the main lines of the Queen's Gambit accepted. Bishop g4. The critical test here of black's position is actually queen b3, taking advantage of the bishop here. Knight c3, knight c6 is normal. So I've had this position many, many times. And the standard plan for white here, which actually happened in part 3, I had this position with white, kind of similar, is to go back, get in the way of this pin, and then try to expand in the center with e4. Right now, e4 is a blunder, because I just take the knight and take this. And if he doesn't know that, he actually might blunder it, because this looks very, very natural. Yeah, h3, bishop h5 is not a problem. And also, throughout part 4, I'll also be introducing my opening course more. So I'll be playing a bit more e4 and a bit more e6, b6. Not because it's a business plug, although kind of that as well, link in the description below. But, well, g4, sacrificing is a little bit too dangerous. I'm just going to go back to g6. Wow. This looks a little loosey-goosey. I don't know about this one. So I can let him take... You know, I really want to get my queen there. How do I accomplish that? So if I play knight d5, he takes, I take... He's going to get to... I don't know, maybe there's like no immediate way to punish this. I just don't believe in this. Well, another common idea when your bishop's under fire like this is to play something like bishop e4. And the point of this is that, you know, if he plays f3, it further weakens his structure. And if he takes, I take, and at least I'm helping myself open... Yeah, so there you go. Helping myself open the position. And now I have this knight move trick where I put this under fire. Is there any way... Oh, knight takes g4 maybe. So let's do a little calculation. Knight g4, if he takes like this, it's great. If knight g4 here, it's great because I take and I'm threatening mate. The only thing I have to think about is knight g4 takes... knight g4, knight e4, somehow queen h4, fg4 doesn't work. So knight takes g4, knight takes e4, queen h4, fg4 kind of refutes my idea, which is a bummer. It looked like that might actually be something nice. Okay, if I can't get anything there, see, like I said, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to demolish these guys in the opening. So I'm going to play bishop d5. Just bring the bishop back, reinforce the center. Also, knight takes d5 with tactical ideas here. So we already have a fight. I mean, we're already fighting. Guys, 16-17. Okay, knight takes d5, and the trick is that if he takes, I'm actually going to go... Yeah, he forgot that I could take them. So... Now the knight is hanging, and that's hanging. So he has a very big problem. It's also a big problem because if he goes knight f4 defending this, he's completely lost because I just take. And now a little trick: don't take the pawn, because if you check him first, he has to go here, and then you take the pawn with check. Better. And then you can take this. And that's also nice, because then you're just up 2 pawns, and it's better to be up 2 pawns than 1 pawn usually. So we can repeat. If you need a draw in a championship game, you can repeat, but don't repeat otherwise. He's attacking this and also this. So I should just play rook fd8. Now there are some discovered attacking ideas. Knight f3 doesn't work because queen f3. but maybe something will work. First of all, like knight c6. And yeah, so we see, I mean, very quickly, like this idea, the way he played is actually okay. I mean, I've been faced with this before, but it did not work here. Okay, check. I see a very, very simple continuation. Check and take this pawn. So now I'm up 3 pawns, and this is guarded. Maybe there was something better, but playing simple chess, 3 pawns up. Now we're just going to look for simplification. We don't really need any crazy direct attack, but I do predict that something will be out there shortly. I mean, his position is just collapsing. Well, collapsed a long time ago, but it's progressively collapsing more and more each turn. He takes, I'm gonna, for simplicity's sake, just offer a queen trade. He probably will not accept, he accepted. He's attacking this, so c6. And we also are controlling the only open file on the board. And he's offering me a trade of rooks. Okay, don't take. Little mini lesson. In positions where your rooks face each other, you don't always want to be the guy taking, because then you give away the file. You want to reinforce your rook. Now, I mean, this is easy peasy. First of all, check. Okay. Easiest thing to do here is creating an outside pass pawn. If I play it now, yeah, it's fine. Because takes is king f4, but I prevent him from coming to g5 by playing f6. So check. Did I say check? Why did I say check? There's no check there. So this is easy. You now have an outside pass pawn. Very important in these endgames with pawns, knights, bishops, etc. And now I will create a second pass pawn, or a second pass pawn here because I have 3 versus 2. So b6. And easy. c5, and he will be resigning shortly. So, you know, in positions like that, simplicity is the key. I mean, you don't need to always create a huge attack. Him not resigning is a bit strange, but I mean, at this level, resigning is fine because you know that your opponent is probably strong enough to beat you. Take, just be careful of stalemate, of which there is none because he always has king moves. The optimal checkmate is to cut his king off on the back rank, and then deliver a final blow. Check. Okay, don't stalemate, give him a room of breathing. And push, and mate. Alright, I'm going to quickly review that game. It started out as just a normal developing Queen's Gambit, and e3, you know, this position can also arise with c4 takes e3. So I played bishop g4, e6. A little bit of opening knowledge is good here, like knight c6. That's not a very natural move. But, okay, so he went on a very aggressive king hunt. And what the lesson here for you all is that if there's a loose knight and it's same side castling, so same side castling, loose knight on h4, you've got all sorts of tricks with the queen and also putting the bishop in the center, inducing another weakness. I just wanted to engine check. Did I calculate correctly here? Did I calculate here, or did knight takes g4 work? No, so I found the refuting idea of knight takes g4, and it's the fact that if he takes, this is good, because of checkmate threats. If he takes, like, fg4, though, is the big problem, because here, he's hitting my bishop. If I took this pawn, he can just, he can't actually take my bishop. I correct myself, because I have perpetual, which is technically not what he wants. He does not want perpetual, but he does have just something simple like queen e2. He's guarding mate. There you go. So sacrificing like crazy in the opening is not good. Instead, just solid, and here queen h4, he blunders, the knight is hanging, and all this is hanging. So just punish, aggressive pawn pushes in the beginning of the game. All right, we have a viewer challenge from GM Reigns. Viewer challenge, game number 2, d4, e6. Like I said, I'm going to be trying to plug my own courses. So e6, b6. He's playing this system. So against this system, I like bishop b4. Like I said, this is chapter 5. Now he's playing queen c2 with the intention to go here. Against this f5 is strong. This is kind of the whole point, to stop this. Then knight f6 and castles. I'm completely fine if he plays a3, because I was always going to take anyway. So now he's thinking, which is good. Another common idea is to try to break in the center like this. But we'll see what he does. Long castles is not recommended when you've played d4, c4. I can take now, or I don't have to do anything. I can just castle. So now, to continue the game, generally you do have to take. It's very difficult, because if you play knight e4 and he takes, your bishops see each other, there's tactics there. So I'm going to take, and then I'm going to drop my knight into e4. Okay, he's thinking. Again, this is not going to be a knockout punch by any stretch of the imagination. This is going to be a long game. So I have good control of e4. Now the idea here is d6, and then knight d7, knight f6 is very strong. And whenever he moves the knight on f3, I can bring my queen, and I can also bring my rook. And there's even ideas sometimes to launch the g-pawn, but black is by no means better. I mean, this is a fighting game. You know, I gave him 2 bishops, but his bishops don't really, you know, they don't leave a strong impression at the moment. So knight d7, again, nothing complicated. And if he plays d5 in the center, I'm just going to push. So he shuts down my bishop, but I shut down the center, and, you know, the player with 2 bishops wants to open the position, doesn't want to close the position. Okay. Knight d2, so I can I can take both things. I can reinforce my knight. The other idea, though, is, like, this is possible sometimes. And this is also possible. So let's think for a second how to get, like, maximum value here. So I like this move. This is always a pretty good move. No. Concerns of e6 and d6 getting targeted? Somebody asking in chat. No. Position is way too closed. And wow! Incredible. We're recording at the moment for YouTube, but we just got a huge raid. What's up, guys? We're doing a rating climb video. So I'm playing on a 1600 rated account, doing instructional content, how to grind the rating ladder. So welcome, people. Welcome. The guys on YouTube are going to be super confused right now. They're going to be like, what's going on? What's the raid? Is he getting swatted? But they're just going to have to deal with it. Thanks so much, Harstem. We should link up for chess sometime. A huge raid. Shout out to the StarCraft crowd. I'm not even going to edit this out. You guys just got to deal with it. If you don't like this on YouTube, get over to Twitch. But, yeah, knight f6, and this is kind of like the perfect position. Yeah, so this is now the move I'm going to have to really think about. So what he's doing with this is he's cutting off my bishop to the knight. So I can take this, he can take, and then d5 is a bit weak. First of all, I can just take. A lot of tactics. If e5, I don't really like that, because he's just getting all the stuff on e4. But maybe I can throw in this move. So I think that the optimal way to play this is to take here first, okay? Take here and then block the center so that he can't take my knight, yeah? I can also take, but I don't want to do that. So I'm going to play e5. And I think I've accomplished all the goals of my position. Why? Because I've traded off my dark squared bishop, replaced all the important pawns on dark squares, and I have an aggressive same-side castling position. His knight and bishop aren't very good. Yeah. So taking is eh. Pushing looks nice, but might slow down my attack. So now's another important moment. What do I do here? I kind of like bishop back, honestly. But I need a pawn. Like, I need, like, a pawn in front of my queen, kind of. So how do I go about this? I can go bishop c8. I can... Maybe taking gives me the best chance of just not slowing down, honestly. But it's a big decision. Okay, let's take. We are playing into the open rook. Chess is about decisions. I have no idea if I made the right one. Takes, and now my idea was to play this rook move. So attacking the bishop and also reinforcing, and then I will bring my bishop, and we will see who has the better army of forces. So, thank you for the sub. Well, I can't take. Ah, does he want like a queen trade of some sort? I don't really want a queen trade. He's defending very well. I have to give him credit. He's making this very, very annoying. Okay, no queen trade for you, sir. I guess you want to play g3. You have all your army scattered. Nah. My army's not scattered. Check this out. These boys are together now. 2 rooks on an open file. They like beasts. So this bishop is complete crap. So I need to bring this bishop around and trade this guy. Send the boys. Thank you, thank you. I need the pawns, honestly. Like I'm saying, I need the pawns somehow. Okay, let's go here. Get a little bit closer to the king. What's your name? Levy Rosman. Google me. My name is Levy, guys. I'm an international master. If you didn't know that, now you do. You guys came at a fun moment. Okay. Here. And I like putting this rook in on f3. Oh, I have a very nice... No, I don't. I don't have any tricks. I thought I had a trick. I don't have any tricks. So, we're getting quite aggressive. And I don't know if it's very good, but maybe. Maybe. Queen here. And I want to launch my h-pawn. But this is the most competitive game of the show thus far. Ooh. That move looks kind of nice. Does that accomplish anything? Looks kind of pretty. He can sack the queen for the 2 rooks. Or he can do that and just not sacrifice anything. Okay, h5, h4. This was always the plan. We don't have a lot of time. When you don't have a lot of time, you have to try to be direct. You can also try to be solid. That also works. Rook there. Can I play like a queen move, for example? Like queen g6, pinning him? Just trying to get a little tricky. He can take, and then he gets 2 rooks, but I'm gonna get some pawns. The endgame is good for me, and this is my chance. Okay, queen versus 2 rooks endgame. Only good if your queen can infiltrate and actually capture some pawns. Now, the queen is very, very strong, so she probably can do that, and she just did. And she just took everything. Well, that was a difficult game. But yeah, the queen just took literally everybody. And that's just, I mean, that game had every element in it. I mean, that game had the elements of the opening, this e6, b6 with early f5 and taking and plopping the knight into e4. That was a nice game. And it showed you, you know, kind of all the ideas here. Queen g5, putting them all together. But at the same time, you know, this idea to close the center, play e5, and then I don't know if I played, you know, I don't know if I played optimally, honestly. Like maybe here, you know, pushing. And the problem with pushing is that in this position, it looks like black just has boom, boom, boom flying down that side of the board, but he's just going to go b4. Just going to go b4 and attack me as well. Like this queenside attack does have merit, so if he doesn't play b4, I get an easy game, but if he plays b4, I'm definitely in some trouble. So, all right, let's keep it rolling. So our games are continuing. Chat is, here's a challenge. Here we go. And I'm going to play e4, my e4 course. Here we go. c6, d4. Against the Caro-Kann, I recommend advance. Advance Caro. c5, I recommend taking. Now knight c6 and e6 are both the moves. Against knight c6, I like to go f4. So this isn't my course. It's not a theoretical... It's not a very theoretical move. It's not the main line. It's nowhere near the main line, actually. You just defend this. And if black tries really quickly to win the pawn back with e6, you play like bishop e3, and the bishop gets blocked. Some people play knight h6. Okay, that move is not bad. Against bishop f5, I think you can go c3, bishop e3. I think it's completely fine, and also knight f3 is good. But I think this is good, knight f3 is good. Let's go with c3. Let's go with c3. So the idea is b4. In this opening is very unique in the sense that you actually just win the pawn and you try to hang on to it. I mean, if they don't go to win it back, then you just try very, very much to, you know, hang on to this pawn and then develop. Then you're just up a pawn. So black really has to know what they're doing in order to win the pawn back. So he's already thinking, which is good. 1700, he's Caro player, and you know, you'll notice that in some of the games in the series I've just developed in the opening. But like I said, in 1600 plus, openings become more prevalent. I'm kind of sad he didn't go for bishop f5 Caro, because then I would play h4, which is also in the e4 course, and H4 is so fun. H4 is so fun. So now, I mean, the natural move is e6, but like I said, then bishop e3, and then it's not so easy to win the pawn back. And it's actually not so easy to develop. Black does not have a lot of, you know, a lot of time to get all the pieces out. Probably also bishop d3 is on the card, so he does play this. I can go b4, but that seems like it's asking for it, so I'm just going to play the move that I said, bishop b3, guarding my pawn. I've seen a lot of players go completely wrong here and lose within 10 moves. The other benefit of c3 is that if queen a5, which is a natural idea, b4. b4 is the whole point, and it glues everything together. So that is why c3 has such a power. It supports both against d4 and supports b4, and that's why it's just useful to play it there. And that's why I played it. So I could have went bishop e3 in the beginning, but I didn't want to get hit with d4. So I could have played this, but I didn't want to get hit with d4. It's a very natural move. My opponent is looking for this. So if I just go knight f3, it's actually okay, because here I can put my bishop in the center, which is a common idea, which to the untrained eye looks really stupid. At the same time, I can also just play this first, and then this, so I'm preventing the knight from coming. I can also play h3, but then queen h4. So let me play this. I'm going to go for this idea. Somebody was asking me why didn't I go g4, because that's not good. Just queen h4 check. That's why you always need to look for checks in the opening. So knight g4, bishop d4 gets out of the knight's way. There is one problem. I'm going to see if he sees it, but it's not really a problem. It's just a little bit tactical. So knight f3, knight g4, if here and he takes and I take back, he can hop in with his knight. But it doesn't work because I'm going to take back with the knight, and then the knight covers c2. And also, this diagonal is a common Caro-Kann problem. If you get rid of the knight and your bishop is out here, you have no way to guard the check. So you're just going to run into this issue. And you're not going to be able to stop my ideas. Okay, rook c8. Now, the easiest thing to do is probably play bishop b5, but bishop b2 and bishop d3 both look natural. Very tough to tell which is the right decision. I mean, I'm leaning toward bishop b5. In the d takes c5 and bishop b5... In the d6, c5 positions, bishop b5 is very strong because you negate the power of the knight. And a6 you can drop back. There's no b5 because of en passant. Yeah, so I can take, but I can also just go here. Although I can take and go knight d4, but I'm just going to go here. And, yeah, I just said I have en passant. That's sort of the... He forgot about this, and now he is actually just completely lost. Okay, so we won in 11 moves against the 1700. b7, yeah, just push the... I didn't even have to castle. I mean, rook b8. This is just free, and... Okay, now he's starting to play faster, but it took him until this point in the game to start playing at this speed, which is not good. I guess it was a bit of nerves. Okay, now he's actually playing very fast. Bishop a7. I do have to be a little careful. A little bit, you know. I don't wanna blunder anything along this diagonal. So honestly, I think I'm just gonna play the solid move bishop d4. Don't get carried away when in time trouble. I think I can bring the queen out to guard the bishop, and my idea is to get the knight away. This is what I want. Check is good, but like I said, my plan is just to get the knight away, and then I can play bishop a7. Get this rook out, and we are just completely winning. Oh, that's a good move. He sacrifices. Yeah, that I should have seen that coming. Oh, I have a nice mate. If he goes here, I have a nice mate. He does not let me mate him. But now the easiest thing to do, trade the queens. And again, his time is going up because we are playing 3+2. So he is playing on the increment, but this is easy peasy. My friend, please resign. Okay. I don't know why he waited this long in the game to play this fast. This is... Yes! We win. Okay. GG. Yeah, that was just, I mean, openings. That was just openings. Knight c6. The main line in this position is knight f3. There's also bishop b5 is the main line. But f4, which is in my e4 course, in the description, and also at the time of live streaming, use the command. So f4 is a very, very tricky system, just hanging on to the pawn, and black just got nowhere in this game. I mean, black is just dead lost on move 10. Just it's already just losing position for black. So opening knowledge, very important at this level. Studying, you know, these anti openings is important. And frankly speaking, nothing in this game was like, you know, me just playing chess. I mean, it's all kind of understanding the position and knowing the position a little bit better than my opponent. Let's keep it going, though. Let's keep it going. We got another chat challenge. So I'm going to play e4 again. There we go. e4, e5. Now knight c3. Somebody asked me what I recommend against e4, e5. It's Vienna. So Vienna with knight c3 and bishop c4. He plays the two knight system. The system is quite strong. I'm going to go d3. Primo man, 1731. And now f4. This is the idea. So delaying knight f3, which in e4, e5 looks strange, but I want to play knight f3 and castle and have the open rook. That's why I'm playing f4. So he's playing normal so far. A lot of players go d6 here, solid center. Taking just kind of gives me what I want, so people don't take. They don't usually. He doesn't even play d6, he just does that. So knight f3 now, and now I just want a castle. Also common here is... Okay, that's not common. I was going to say common here is... Oh, there it is. Wow. I should have played a3. It's better to slide back in these cases rather than letting him take. I can go bishop d5, but then he just plays this. It doesn't really help me at all. But, you know, I'm thinking about this. Is there any merit to attacking him right away? Is there also any merit in castling and letting him take so that he can't go here? Maybe. Maybe. Let's think about this for a second. Maybe I go here, but I don't like knight h5. That's what I don't like. I don't like that that move also comes with a tempo. So what I'm going to do here is think first, and then I'm going to castle. And the idea is I don't want him to go d5. So he can take, double my pawns, but I'm preventing him from doing this. Had I gone bishop b3, he can take, and then go d5, and I kind of don't like that, because the guy with the two, yeah, so now I'm getting what I want. I'm getting what I want a little bit more. And now I'm going to put a lot of pawns on light squares. So I've traded off my light squared bishop, and I'm going to replace my pawns on the light squares. So b3, and I have every pawn on a light square, so negating the effects of his light squared bishop. And somebody asking, could I have played a3 here? Maybe, but I think what I'm doing is actually kind of nice. I like this position. This doesn't work because takes, and then bishop d6. That's a threat, but like, not really. I don't really want to play c3 though, because I want to play b3. Maybe I'll play rook b1. It's kind of an ugly move. It's the kind of position you almost want to sacrifice the exchange. Should we? Should we sacrifice the exchange? b3? Little lesson in attacking the enemy king. Oh, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Somebody asked me yesterday, can you be down material? Can you give us a lesson in playing a game down material? So here's my lesson. There it is. The sacrifice, and he's gonna leave himself with no kingside guards. Nope. Okay. Whoa. He's too scared. He doesn't want to do it. Taking is okay. I really want him to take my rook though, but he's not doing it. So bishop g5 is an option. Let's take. I mean, very natural. I guess he's gonna go like this, yeah. This knight does not have a guard if we play c5, so that's nice. Queen h5 is also a very nice move. Just a pretty move. I'm gonna play queen h5. Just bring the queen over to this side of the board. I could have played this as well, but there's no need to trade that, I don't think. Bishop e5, he just takes, and I didn't have a discovered attack that won the queen, so like knight f6 he just takes. The rook is guarding the queen. he's thinking, I'm probably just going to bring my rook. I tried to sacrifice material for you guys. I was unsuccessful. I apologize. And again, this move is okay to get my knight out, but you gotta understand, when you push pawns, you weaken other things. Like, he's just gonna weaken d6. If I just slide this guy back, d6 is weak. And you see my structure. Right? So, if he plays g6, I'm sliding in here. Right into the DMs. If knight g6, that's fine. Okay, so he does go for this. Question is, do I want to go here, or do I just want to go back to this square? Also, can't I take? Now I can take. I don't know. Knight c3 controls d5, but doesn't really do much else. Let's go to c3, though. I think this move is fine. Knight e3 is kind of weird. It blocks my diagonal. Knight c3 is okay, but queen a5... Like I said, chess is about decision-making. So I don't have all the right answers in front of me. Knight g6 is good. I think it's a logical move. I can go bishop g5, but I want my knight there. So maybe rook d1. I'm always looking for his checks. So he has a check on b6 that doesn't accomplish anything. I just play king h1. And I'm sort of hoping he plays this and hangs the queen. That's honestly what I'm hoping for. So he's probably stream sniping though. So he's not gonna do that now. And I'm fine if he takes, because at least I get my rook and maybe I can attack him a little bit. Oh, let's go here. His bishop is passive, his pawn is weak, and now we are kind of going more into the territory of the endgame than attacking him a little bit. But he does play queen b6. Oh! Wait a second. No, there's nothing. That's why you always gotta look at those moves, though. Queen e3, I just slide back. Free pawn? Is it free? Looks free. Do I take it? Also, rook h4 threatens mate. Then he just plays h6. Not a lot of time. Time for this. Time for this. I think I gotta play it. Okay, luckily I can bring the rook back, and it was a fork, and I'm guarding everybody. So I'm okay. We're not losing. We're not losing. Rook d8, takes. Rook h4, h6. Okay, I think I need to start bringing my pieces back a little bit. So not a lot of time on the clock. Let's play queen d1. Remember, we're not flagging here. If takes, I have this. If takes my rook, I have queen takes. Remove that. He wants to get maybe something to d8, but... Okay, now just stability. Just stabilize. Bring the rook back. It's important to understand the phases of the game. Like, we're not going to attack him. He's looking for this move. So let's play rook f1. Rook d8 is going to come. And then, whoa, what is this? Careful! Don't lose on time. Come on. Oops. I want to trade the queens. Time is a scary situation here. Takes. King g1. Alright, gotta play a couple of quick moves. He has no checks. No checks for him. Queen trade. Attacking this. Not an easy game. My goodness, this guy is a fighter. But now we're kind of doing okay on time. Just need a mistake from him. Okay, there we go. There's my mistake. He has made a mistake. He's gotten it to a losing endgame. Now, how do you convert here? You play moves like king f4. g4. Taking away his pawn breaks. Knight d4 check and knight f5. So knight d4, knight f5. I just need a blunder from this guy. Please. There it is. The blunder. It has occurred. He might go desperation mode and try to get in, but his bishop is hanging. And now c3, so his king can get in. Don't let his king in. I can take that. That's not a problem. Check. Maybe just push and push. Guess he's gonna play b4. That was kind of stupid. Knight h5, king f5 also to win this pawn. Good move. Mildly annoying. Okay, let's go back. Knight f5. He's playing very well. He really is up for a fight. Okay, let's just not get tricked. Oh, I have a nice idea. He can take, but then I take. It's a fortress. My knight is preventing him from invading. My knight and my pawns are just preventing his king from getting in a perfect way. So now we have an endgame fortress as well, and now it's over. It is officially over. It is impossible to fight back here. I can just probably walk my king and play g6. Probably. He's following me. Stop following me. Don't do that. It's not nice. This is the idea. Wow. What a game. This is officially the game of the series. That was a fight. I mean, there was a lot of instructional moments there, and a lot of moments to lose, especially if you're playing at this level. I mean, first of all, there was this pawn structure decision in the opening, you know, where I you know, where oof. Wow. Great game. I have to make this pawn structure decision, and then I have to put my pawns on the light squares, and here I tried sacrificing. I could have played better. I definitely could have played better. In fact, a structural decision here could have even been like this, to take and play queen h5, and then, you know, play like this kind of a position. This might have been a lot easier, knight versus bishop, and this could have been an option as well. But the way the game developed, I mean, wow, you could, I mean, I could spend 30 minutes analyzing this game if I really wanted to. So those of you that are watching, I mean, we could have done a lot of things differently in this middle game. A lot of things. A lot of decisions were made. He gave me a pawn, and stabilizing this position with low time, quick moves, not looking for tactics, just staying solid. Staying very solid. Offering trades, shuffling a little bit to gain time. It's an increment time format. So that was a great game. Honestly, a great game. And then this little maneuver here to get his king away. And then advance my pawns. Knights are very tricky in endgames. And then he blunders this. He should have played probably like king f7. And then it's hard. I mean, I gotta probably play something like e5. Maybe not. Maybe knight f5, try to get to d6. It's a difficult position. Very tough. So wow. Great game. I can't say enough about that game. Alright. Another chat challenge. Mr. Caballo King. d4 e6. He's been trying to play me for a while, so I'm playing this chapter... Ooh, chapter 4 of the e6 b6 course. Oh man, he might play directly into prep. This move looks like it makes no sense. And to the untrained eye, it definitely doesn't make any sense. But this is all part of the course. Afterward, I'll show what happens if he takes. Check here, queen h5 is the idea. And it's very difficult for him to develop. Like, I have very nagging pressure on this pawn. Not an easy position. This bishop is a beast. Queen is very strong here. Knight e7 is good. Knight h6 is good. I think there's a way to, like, punish this, but I gotta remember. Maybe knight h6? Knight h6, knight f7. Knight e7 is probably also completely fine. Let's go here. He can't play knight e2. That's the whole point, because bishop f3. So now, knight h3 is a move. An interesting move, actually. Okay, castles. Go here, probably. Makes sense. Attacks my queen. Develops. Gotta look for d6. Yeah, let's go queen f7. He's not playing this so badly. Not playing this so badly. Okay, takes, obviously. Well, I have g5. I play g5? Looks very aggressive. I'll play g5. And then h6. I feel like going back is I don't know. I don't know how I feel. Doesn't really matter how I feel. Chess is not an emotional game. And now I always have this. So I'm gonna defend my pawn with, I don't know, with what? My queen? Pawn? Pawn. Pawn. And if this. But then he takes. am I doing? This is probably, after such a battle, this is like the worst game that I'm playing probably so far. That's not a good move. I mean, he should have castled. If there was anything that he should have done there, it's castle. Okay, I'm gonna play king h7 to make sure h6 is always guarded. Very weird position. Wow, he's castling by hand. That was the idea. Okie dokie. Knight g6. We are gonna have another brutal game here. I feel like this move is nice. Just get this knight off this passive square. Okay. I'll take, yes. Maybe g4. I feel like I have to take away this from his queen. Taking is okay, but he has too much reinforcement. So maybe this and this is an idea. Closed position, same side castling. I have no idea what that does. h5. I don't know. I don't have a clue what the idea of rook b1 is. I mean, at least rook is better on b1 than a1. I guess that's the idea. His other problem is that all his pawns are on the wrong color square. Okay, knight c6, common idea. Try to go here. Oh, he's going to play bishop a3. But bishop a3 just helps me. If it helps anybody, it helps me. I'm going to go here. I want to attack on the h-file anyway, so... doesn't that blunder a pawn? What? I'm defending it. Okay, here come the one-move blunders. Always welcome. Always, always welcome. Now h4 looks good. Keep the attack going. I mean, that was my idea. h4. Just, you know, when you have this, you need to look for discovered checks. And anywhere he moves his knight is not a check, so I'm fine. This can be a little weak. A little weak. But if I break through on the king side, this guy's weak. So h4 takes, knight h4. You might say, well, you're pushing all the pawns in front of your king. Yeah, but how are any of his pieces ever getting to my king? Why not queen h1 mate? Because it's not mate. You ask, I answer. Trade queens. This can be a little weak. I'm going to go back. No queen trade. Thank you, though. I want my queen. Yeah, see, I couldn't do that because my queen was hanging. But if I take, rook takes, that move attacks my rook. Well, like I said, my idea was to go here. Because I want to open the h-file, so... And then I'm going to put my king here. And again, like, you're like, my king's open. Okay, how does he get to your king? Right? Like, everyone's like, the king's open. Okay, show me a way to get to the king. Show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Okay? I'm going to take now. Now's the moment. Maybe it wasn't the moment. It wasn't the moment. Oh, that's not what I was expecting. Okay, king g7. That's an interesting move, though, because he can now maybe play h3, because my king is here. There you go. That's how you get to an open king, right there. He's doing it. He's finding a way. But by the way, if he opens this file, let's not forget, I have a second rook. I have a second rook, and I'm playing king f7. If I put my king on f7, who's getting to my king? Who? The knight? Really? Like, okay, that move makes sense, but he's not attacking anybody. I can't play rook h3, which is a bummer, but I can do this. Which does look like a pain. He has a way to tactically defend this. Rook here. And if I go here, he takes, so he's using my pin. Now let's see if he's stream sniping. But again, my plan is... You know, that's actually a good move. Because it also sets up that. Yeah, he finds it, because... Well, now this doubling is coming, so I am going to tactically defend. I'm going to play rook here. And then here. Look at me, Mr. Sneaky. Up, boop. The rook is covering both things. And now knight f3 is a threat. So he might think he has this, 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 and then at the end he has this. Okay, I guess it's like takes is the idea. Boom! Rook h7, king h8 is a nice move. This little maneuver. Very advanced, I would say. Okay, no checks, right? Ah, there we go, the glory, the second rook. Now that's check, which is the difference. He goes here, rook g1 exclam. Looks like he's gonna take. How do we, what's the cleanest win? Rook h2 looks dangerous for me, because it's so far from my king, but it's not dangerous. Okay, I can also go like here. Just trade. I think rook h2 is completely fine. Getting in, he's got 2 seconds to make a move. He does not make a move in time. 1650. All right. Great game. F3, F5. First of all, let's analyze the opening. This is chapter 4 of the course, and this is the idea. This is the funny variation. Takes here, takes here, takes, and this position's better for black. In fact, this position's borderline winning for black because of how many pieces you have developed for the cost of 2 pawns. Chapter 4 of the e6, b6 course. Queen h4 is a threat. Castling, bringing the rook to e8 is a threat. So, and if he takes on h6, check, and this. And here, black has the 2 bishops, the open lines at the enemy king, and white is not very developed. But he played very solid, actually. e5 is a good move. This was a great game, actually, a great fight. So, I mean, I think he had a very nice position. Very promising position. And then the real lesson here is how to play a position which is very locked. Very locked position, 8 pawns, 8 pawns. And same side, castling. You know, what you can consider when you get hit with a move like h5, so like this. Like this. You know what you can do? You can play h4. And a lot of people would not play this move because en passant. And they're like, oh, if takes, my king is open. Yeah, but who said you have to take? Who said you have to take? King h2. This is what a lot of people don't realize. They have this king h2 move. And then king h2 and you're completely fine. Like, you're actually super safe. A lot of people forget this. They don't remember, they've never seen this concept before. And the point is that you just stay there, reinforce on the g file. Get your pieces and you get rolling, and then you've got like some sort of initiative potentially. All right, keep going. Couple more games. No one challenge. Oh, playing an 1800. Oh, and we have a 1900 challenge. Let's play someone in the chat. Let's pretend like we're going up and up. All right, e4. Let's see what the 1800 has coming. Okay. French, b3 French. How well prepared is he for the b3 French? Okay, this is a line, yeah. You could play like this as well. Bishop b5. I'm gonna maybe take. Sure, I'll take. This position's just very solid for black. Castles. Bishop e7 is the move. Bishop d6 is very bad because of rook e1. And I'm just gonna go knight e5. So I'm gonna put some pressure on the knight while the pin is there. Bishop d7, I'll take. You probably should go here. It's a position. It's a game of chess. Okay, this gives me 2 bishops. I'm happy with this. And just rook e1. He'll castle probably. Position is just solid. The other idea here is that I don't have to take. So if he plays like ace, well, he has to castle. He castles. My other idea is that I can always go back to f1, which looks again, it looks stupid to the untrained eye, but it's not a bad move. This is an idea, and if he takes, I can. The problem with this is, actually, this is a good move. This is not a bad move, I don't think. If this, I can throw in this. He has to take. And then I can go here. And the idea is this. To damage the structure. But maybe he won't do that. Maybe he'll move his knight and not let me damage his structure. He doesn't. I can damage his structure. I can play here. This is a big decision because my bishop, you know, was important. It was a very powerful piece, but I'm going directly into the pawn structure territory. So a nice little combination here, and all his pawns are now scattered. That's not a fork he takes. Queens can't attack queens. I think queen f3, bishop d4 maybe. Do I just develop? I know queen f5 could be coming. Guess it's like not actually that simple. Maybe knight c3. Queen f5 is like pretty active. I don't want to give him any activity. Queen f5 is an annoying move. Alright. Maybe I get my knight to f3? How do we do this? Here, 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 here. You know, I thought my position would be more promising. I can't lie. Can't lie. I did not think that it would be this difficult to make progress in this position. This just looks like a natural move. I'm going to play it. Queen h5 is cute, but doesn't do anything. Oh, my opponent is 2000 FIDE, apparently. Wow, that's very strange, but 1800 chess.com. Weird. This is an annoying move, maybe. But if I can find a way to get out, everybody coordinated, I'm gonna be good. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do against this? I'm not gonna play this. I'm gonna play this. Because, okay, that's kind of a cool defense. Tactical defense. Knight c3. Good, knight c3. And the thing is, I don't care if this trade happens. Because this is a very powerful bishop. If I get my queen here, the endgame is horrible for him. He has what's called pawn islands. Pawns that are completely by themselves. I don't have a single one. I mean, 3 pawns is not an island. It's big enough not to be considered an island. It's an archipelago. Zing! Is an island smaller than an... I feel like that was stupid. I feel like what I just said was just not right. You guys hear that? That motorcycle sounded like it was exploding. That didn't even sound okay. Yeah, let's go here. That's good. A couple of strong players on stream today. And why structures like this are good for the guy that doesn't have them, me, I'm the guy that doesn't have them, it's because he just can't mobilize his pawns very well, and they're always going to be spread out and targeted. Okay, I have a very funny move here. I can go here. Throw in the check, force his king to the corner, and then take. Do anything? I'm gonna do it. I think it's a good move. In between move. And it forces his king just to the corner. And, I don't know. Then whenever I take that pawn, it's gonna be check. This is nuanced move. Queen g3. Beautiful move. Look at this. I think the king being there is better for me. Because then whenever I take, it's check, and he doesn't have any tricks. I love how he's thinking. Is he really gonna go here? No, king f8 is... yeah. Why not f8? No, f8 is a little dangerous for him too. I mean, you're going to get hit with a lot of checks, and h7 is not guarded. Okay, so now, what I had to do for a very long time now, I need to make some sort of pawn thing. Fort h3 or g3? Whew. Difficult decision, my goodness. I don't know, I feel like g3 is right, but I don't know why. g3. Maybe h3 was right. He does this. See, again, now we see the true problem. Like, anytime he moves away from his pawns, they're going to be not guarded. So I want to go here, but then this. But then rook d3. What is the way to maximize my pressure? Okay, queen d3. Let's target the pawn. I mean, any pawn I win is going to be winning. Okay, rook d1. Just trying to get him to come forward more. Yes, good. I'm making progress. Queen f5, c3 is also strong, but c3 is a big commitment. He also has to play faster now because he doesn't have a lot of time. The rookie 1, take the file. My friend Manbunovich has a term for his students in this position. He calls it stewing. Just stirring the pot. Letting our opponents self-destruct. Okay, c3. Putting more pressure. And I think the mistake has now occurred. And I think I can play rook e4. Or this. I can even play this first. If he takes with the queen, I'm just winning the pawn here. And that move, I think I have rook e4. But he is going to get counterplay. My back rank is a bit weak. So the right thing to do is to go like this, probably. And just go for checks. Ooh, I can trade queens. Oh, that's big. See? He let me do this. Now, queen trade is easy. This is easy now. He's got very bad pawns. Well, it's not easy. It's actually not easy at all. I'm going to attack that. King f6, rook a5. So I'm going to prevent him from moving along this file. Now, king g2, and then I'm going to walk right up to that pawn, and I'm going to take it. Let's prevent him from doing anything with the pawns. And he has a problem. He's in Zugzwang, which is a chess term, which means that you cannot move. You're just stuck. If he sees this coming, good move. Good move. He sees this coming. But if I just play like... Wait, let me not play a stupid move. Can I play like b4? How about king e3? King e3. We're stewing here. King f4, rook e4. King d3. Let's not lose on time, right? Whoa! Hello? That's a free pawn. Why are you doing that? What? Why'd you give me a free pawn? If you're going to give me 2 pawns, I'm definitely going to win the endgame. I mean, I don't even have to be a genius, you know? Rook d5, king c3. Yeah, so a little bit of panic there in the endgame. King b4. Guess even king a5 here is good. I'm just going directly for this pawn, and I'm going to promote. He might search for counterplay. Yeah, I kind of figured this was going to happen, but it's lost. I don't think he has... Oh! That was not smart. b4's hanging now. All right. I'm making this unnecessarily complicated. Okay. Oops. a5. But I think I'm faster. a6. Yeah. a7. I'm just too fast. My pawns are too quick. But... Oh! And I could have taken this. What am I doing? Okay, there we go. This is not easy. f2? And then I come back and rook g1. But I have a8 queen! But he has this queen! Oh my gosh. Wait. This is nuts. And I have to find the win? Check. What a position. What a position. Check. It must be winning for white. Check. There it is. Yes, I won. I won. I can take. Oh my goodness. What a game. King b5. No more checks. No more checks. Woo! That was not perfect. Okay, and now I'm gonna give him my rook, but I'm still gonna win because I have a pawn. Yes. And we are going to win the game. Good fight from him. I gotta tell you, that wasn't so bad, you know. And I got lackadaisical, and it's part of the grind, man. Like, you know, I could have been a lot more clinical in my technique, and I wasn't. And he created good chances, but obviously this was a very instructional game. I mean, it was grinding down bad pawn structure when mine is fully intact. Looking at, you know, I made his pawns come forward, which weakened them. Then I played c3, rook e4. I could have won this a lot easier than I did. But this technique is correct. You need to put your rook on the square in the endgame where it puts the most pressure. So a5 is probably the optimal square. Then, you know, you need to be careful of rook counterplay. So f4 was just silly. I mean, you should have just checked me. But I would have kept going. And then, you know, at some point I would have had to play like a4, get that pawn and break through. But today's games are the biggest challenge of the stream that we've had, for sure. Like, definitely. I mean, we are fighting. This guy was rated 2000, so he was very, very strong. I'm gonna play one more game. One last game. Actually, yeah, let's play one more game. One more game. 1920. The strongest player that we've played of the entire stream, the entire series thus far, will end on a 1920 game. Let's go e4. Astaren. Very strong, seemingly 1900 player. Ooh, play c5. I'm going to play a3. Let's end with an a3 Sicilian, not a b3 Sicilian, a3 Sicilian. Also one of the Sicilian recommendations in my course. Very tricky lines. So, let's see what he does. He's already completely shocked. He's never seen this, probably. Oh, man. I really hope. Okay, b4. Okay. Takes. I mean, gotta take, right? Takes. Give him a pawn. Then he's gotta fight us from there. Look at how good this weapon is. Guy's down almost a minute on move 3. A3 Sicilian is no joke. Magnus Carlsen played it. Okay. E6, b5. Bad. This is kind of what we want. Targeting the knight. Bishop b2 is coming. If they don't take the pawn, then you can just push it. Completely normal. He did not take on b4. Yeah, it's in the e4 course. Wow! That is such an ugly move. Bishop b2. What is he doing? Oh my goodness, he gonna rotate? That's probably what he's gonna do. In that sense, it makes sense. Okay. Normally, like we saw last game, when this happens, you can just take and keep developing. You don't need to gambit in the center again. Okay, knight f3. This bishop is so strong. What is... I mean... I guess his position's not, like, awful. It's okay. I really want to go h4, h5, but no need. d4. Let's go bishop e2. Not do anything too complicated. Castles. Okay, there we go. The players are now rushing to this position. You know, it's not like winning for white. I still have to, you know, create some winning chances for myself. I don't like that his knights have, like, access points here. c4, d4 is also not pleasant. d3, let's go d4. Decision is he going to take or push? Pushing looks slightly better for him because he blocks my bishop. Oh. Ooh, okay, I'm going to blast open the center then. If he gives me the option to blast open the center, I think it's going to benefit my bishops. So, position is balanced, but we have a minute time advantage. So, again, when you start out in the opening, like, thinking a lot, it's not that it kills your confidence, but it makes, you know, decision-making harder, because you just have consistently less time for every move. So dc5, and then I can take here. Just gonna go knight c3. I'm gonna keep the tension. Good strategy when you're up on time in blitz. Keep the tension. Let him make the decisions. Because again, once you have a 1 minute time advantage in blitz, it's huge. It's a huge time advantage. Okay. Okay. I see this idea. D takes c5, and if bishop c5, which I'm assuming he's gonna play. Look at bishop is so powerful. I'm gonna go knight d4. Knight d4. Although there is one small problem with knight d4, which I just realized. Knight d4, he can take, and take here. Our queens see each other. Maybe knight g5 to get this bishop. Maybe knight a4 to get the bishop. My god, there's so many different ways to get his bishops. I'm gonna play knight a4. I like this. Go for this bishop. If he moves, maybe go knight d4 and get that bishop. So many knight hops. And again, it's so tricky to deal with this with a minute. Ooh. I can take, but I don't really want to. I'm gonna take his bishop. So he can take my queen, but I got his bishop, so now my dark squared bishop is kind of the powerful piece. I guess he's up a pawn, right? Just for a moment here. Queen c1. Just to get the pawn back. I can also take the queen and then damage his structure, but I'm down a pawn, so I'm not going to trade any pieces. The other benefit of this move is that knight f4 is coming. So I play queen c1, which covers the f4 square, and I don't really have to worry about the knight hop. So we're maintaining our time edge, 50 seconds, sorry. c4 is hanging. Position looks pretty nice. I mean, this is good. Now we're back up to a minute. Pressure is on. Bishop c4. If we get that pawn back, and maintain 2 versus 1, queenside majority, got a great position. Okay, first of all, any threats? No. We can take, and we can also take and damage the structure over there, but I feel like just simple chess. Simple chess. 20 seconds for him. Let him self-destruct. Alright, 15 seconds for him now. Now, he does have bonus time. Okay, that is attacking this, but if I just take... He gets the open rook, but he is giving me this, isn't he? Well, I know what's going to happen. Also, the queen. The queen. I can take the queen, but knight takes. Queen c5. Extra pawn. Now, a desperate player, if they're good, is going to attack you. We're going to use this open file. Yeah, there you go. Knight d5. Aggressive move. And sometimes you can catch them. I'm going to play queen d4, which tries to get a queen trade, which he might not accept, which he completely accepts immediately because it was threatening mate. I guess he saw that. That's what I said. I said he was going to accept it immediately. But now I have 2-on-1, and this is a weakness, and he has 5 seconds. All those things put together mean that this position's a cruising victory. 3 pawn? Looks like it. Just gotta look for checks, captures, and attacks. He has only 1 check. And we're just up 2 pawns. When the dust cleared, we were winning by 2 pawns. Somebody said last game, it looks like he's really struggling against people in this rating category. This knight is trapped. Great example of why bishops are better than knights, right here. If here, does he have knight f4? I think he does, so I might have to play it. Oh, but he has knight f4 anyway. Blech. Okay, let's just trap his knight. G3. Idea there was that this was hanging, the bishop was hanging. So, good move, but after takes, it's over. Takes, the knight is stuck. And I play rook a2 or rook e1. No, I don't play rook e1 because knight f4 is a nice trick, I think. Just play rook a2 and the knight is trapped. Well, that was a game, you know. I didn't want my bishop to get locked in early, so I put 2 pawns in the center for maximum tension. And then we traded everything off. And you know, I said this, I think in the 1400 part or maybe the 1200 part. If you've watched the whole series, you would know. You need to look for ways to create imbalance in positions that are not super obvious, and especially symmetrical positions. So looking for imbalance is important. And you know, here we looked for imbalance very early with the knight for the bishop, the pawn structure, and we got a nice win. 1800 plus part will be coming up soon.